because you are CBN governor, you are now playing God? You are playing God? You are showing an arrogance that does not match your success in office?
At all.
I mean, what are we talking about?
Something.
I see so much arrogance from a governor of a central bank. You want to blame your own failure on certain other things. This is inexplicable, and I think the National Assembly should call the CBN governor to order now, because there will be chaos as from 31st of December.
Now, it's not as if we are criticizing this idea or policy, but given the time frame is the problem.
That is the thing. It is not my, you see, he can come up with what kinds of policies. What's it called? Cashless policy, this and that. It doesn't really bother me. But it bothers me when pain will be inflicted on the ordinary Nigerian. I travel a lot across our country. I feel the pain of the ordinary Nigerian. I know what the ordinary Nigerian is going through. It will go down in history as the longest serving CBN governor. It's been, why is he just doing it now? Why didn't it occur to him to have done this before now? And if you must do it, you've got to give enough time frame. The Supreme Court is the last hope of the common man. And we have been saying repeatedly here that it is the common man that is bearing the brunt of this policy. No one is saying the policy is bad or that it shouldn't have been instituted, but everything is wrong about the implementation, about the time scale. For me, it is the time scale that is the biggest problem. If the CBN governor were not someone who appears to be happy at the suffering of people, he should not have come up with this kind of unrealistic time scale. Because in other parts of the world, they are going to give them like 1 year. During this period, the old notes come into the banking system and stays there. I'm saying that if we are a country where there is transparency, the CBN governor should be briefing Nigerians every week to say, this is how much we have printed. This is put in the bank vaults for them to distribute. He knows in his heart of hearts, that they do not even have enough to distribute to Nigerians.
Those of us who are in the South, who stay primarily in the South, we don't know that the kind of problem that is going on up north is worse than what is happening here. And that's why when some governors came out and started saying they have banks only in the capital. One state governor said he has only 2 bank branches in his capital. So how do the others who are not banked at all?
You see journalists even advocating for this policy. You go on social media and they will say, on the 10th of February, we'll stand. Whose interests? Journalists.
And they can see people suffering.
And the people are, you say, no,
I
stand with Emefiele, I stand with Mr. President on this. And you see what people are going through.
It is not monk. It's not everybody who has Bia that is an alpha. Stop kidding yourself by saying you stand by Emefiele. Why are you even standing by Emefiele? Emefiele is the most incompetent CBN governor in Nigerian history, and I have the facts. Tell me any policy that Emefiele instituted that is a success today. Not even the anchor borrowers. What is it that he has done that you can say he has acquitted himself competently? No. The CBN currently is a very incompetent government agency. Very incompetent. The Supreme Court has the final say in legal matters. The Supreme Court has said, stay action, CBN, stay action. The actions, pronouncement of the Supreme Court. You said some people are holding. It's not our business. Our business is to see you fix the problem. If you can't fix the problem, you have failed. Now the Supreme Court has to look at the totality of this problem and take a decision that serves the interest of the generality of the Nigerian people, not the elites. It should be the interest of the Nigerian people that the apex court of our land will consider.
The Supreme Court has delivered the judgment. Where do we go from here, do you think?
Where else do we go? we keep spending our money. You know, we all complain about this then, but it appears some people felt, but we wanted to do everything in 3 months. In this country, this is not the folk standard we are changing. You know, there are reasons why you change your either for economic reform or whatever. I was looking for the exact reason for this. I could not get this, except that it was politically motivated, and you put the entire nation in this kind of because of who? Because of a man? But now,
all of these things was avoidable.
Thoroughly avoidable. It was an act of callousness on the hapless masses. And people must behave
needlessly,
bearing in mind that they will account for their actions. I'm happy the Supreme Court did the right thing. Mr. President should have consulted widely. He didn't. So Emefiele was behaving like, look, he could do whatever he liked because he had the president behind him.
Yeah.
Will the president be in power forever? The president will leave one day and you will be made to account for your actions.
All right.
So I hope that the Supreme Court clearly has now underlined the fact that no president is above the law, no president is an emperor, no president can take actions that he thinks that he deems fit. This CBN governor has shown too much disdain, so much disrespect to Nigerians. This is a fact. What stops him from coming out to say, yes, I had a meeting with the bankers committee, and this is our resolution. You know, I've been saying it that normally, given the crisis that we are going through, it should even be addressing us on a daily basis until we solve the problem. And the IMF, at the time we gave for this thing, but Emefiele prefer to listen to opportunists.
The national newspaper had this headline this morning, and Emefiele has given a rebuttal 2 hours immediately.
Yes, but he cannot respond to a Supreme Court judgment.
Over a week ago.
This one is a direct affront. That one, maybe he asks people who he thinks he must listen to, who must now direct him to obey the law. Or somebody must be telling him, don't worry, nothing will happen. Because if he can react so fast, that means also aware.
For Nigerians to be able to hold the banks accountable, all you needed to do was tell us that this is what you have agreed. The Buhari that I know, but what I'm saying is that by reputation, the president never loved to see people suffer. But this time around, what he has done, he even admitted that this thing has inflicted pain.
On Nigeria.
Yet he is having it continue. To the point that even the Supreme Court will give an order and you go against it. We are dealing with a CBN that had not planned well before coming up with this shitty policy. Now, you are thinking that, oh, once the elections are over, it's no problem. Don't be too sure. Did they print enough? The answer is no. They don't print enough. They didn't print enough. Look at the implementation of the policy. It's been implementation in a terrible manner. Everybody can see it.
It's just a circular. If you feel it, you don't have to show your face. Nigerians are not interested in seeing your face.
You are ashamed.
Just a signed circular.
Yes, we are law abiding. After the Supreme Court judgment, this is our decision. That's all.
Even if you are ashamed, if you can't pose like this, like you're posing with the president, if you can't smile like this.
Posing that
yes,
time.
but that he has not been served breakfast.
You call yourself a trained journalist. You can see people dying on the street. You can see people standing on the queue and collapsing and dying. You had no shame to say that you stand by a man who has inflicted that pain on people.
Killing your people.
I mean, some.